life. And guys, good evening, good morning. Just go for a small Today we have a very special guest. Everybody's asking yourself why Nelson is here because the lives is finished for till the October. So me and Cary, we talk about this, and he tell me, Nelson, I'm doing something very special, and with three fantastic persons with me. You see the picture with of the four of them there, and it's going to take a little time, and we're going to make a film. Can you wait? And I say, okay, no problem. We make that when you are ready. And he's ready in about I think 8 days. In
Yeah,
8 days,
till it premieres.
is going to come out something very special. I have the privilege to see it. I'm not going to tell you nothing, but guys, I can tell you everything like this. Is the best thing you're going to see in your life for the PVs, for the people who want to start to PVs, for the people who like skateboarding, electric, not electric. I think these four guys, they make like this a big inspiration for all of you. Don't miss it. And first of all, I just want to say to you, my friend, thank you so much for coming, taking your precious time to come to this small channel, but a channel is for the PVs, for the persons who love to ride. You are a rider. Like
Thanks for having
always,
me.
yes, like always, can you present to everybody to know a little more about you and what is happening, what is going to happen in 8 days?
Yeah. So my name's Cary Judd. I think it's on the screen, so everyone probably knows that. Yeah, I'm a filmmaker. But in 2020, everything kind of shut down, and I just needed to do something. So I started riding an electric skateboard, rallied a couple of friends, and we, after training all year, we set off for Iceland to make a film about me attempting to go all the way around the Ring Road. And it was kind of a journey of grief. Both my parents died in 2020, and yeah, I just didn't know what else to do. So I started writing, and then my friend Drew thought, this is an interesting story. Let's do this.
For everybody's out there, guys, I know that now is coming. Everybody, if you have any questions, leave there. We're going to try to answer. We're not going to make a big video. We're going to just give some small informations. But before we go there, the best way to contact you guys, first of all, is, let me change here very fast. I was too much. So first of all, Instagram.
Yep.
And in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little more about who came with the idea of the name, first of all, and why.
I think I did, and it was just when we were doing research, we wanted to see how many miles it was to go all the way around the Ring Road, and just planned on kind of touring the Ring Road with me on a skateboard and the crew in the van. And I think it was originally just a working title, and we just liked it, so we just left it alone. So it's 828 miles to get around the Ring Road of Iceland.
Can you present the other three guys out with you for everybody?
Yeah, so on the top right, that's Drew Garcia. He directed the film. He's a brilliant filmmaker that I'm really lucky to know. I've worked with him a little bit on smaller projects, but now he's off directing some sort of more substantial. I'm not allowed to say what he's working on, but he's working on some really big films right now. And then Cornell Johnson is the other guy who's just a good friend of mine, and we go back about almost 10 years. And he's on the bottom left there. We make music together, do video projects, hang out, goof around.
And I tell to everybody, go there and see. Is very good, and I have lucky to listen a little. He was the one who make the music. What happened?
Yeah, so he's a hip hop artist, and I'm before I did film, I was an audio engineer and music producer, and so I produced a lot of music for him. And then at one point, my former girlfriend left me with one of her backup camera, and so I started making music videos, and that's how I got into video and film. And one of the first videos I made was for Cornell, or he goes by Zero. It was a Zero video. And then our fourth guy, Mark, on the bottom. And Cornell came to just drive the van and be my moral support when I was, having a meltdown because things weren't working. And then,
like me, I put him as a driver, but then later I
No.
understand.
Yeah. No,
was
he
not
was more
just
like
a ride.
No, he was more like my emotional handler. And then
And
Mark, the guy on the right there, Mark's been friends with Drew since they were little kids, and Drew is just like, I need some support with logistics. So we need someone, figuring out where we're going to camp, where we're going to eat, where we're going to sleep, who's just got a good attitude. And Mark proved to be a fantastic choice for that. So the four of us too, when we get together, even after the film, it's like magical. It's like getting back together with your old army buddies or something. It's there's a bond that's probably going to last the rest of our lifetimes.
So, my friend, of course, how do you find how the electro skate found you? Who found you, or the skateboard found you to ride?
So I've skated my whole life, and then I think it was about 2019. A friend of mine, he had a boosted, one of the early boosteds, and I was actually skeptical about electric skateboards. It felt like cheating. Like, how a lot of push skaters will still kind of make fun of us, but and I don't like loud motors. Like I love surfing, I love snowboarding, but something like wakeboarding where there's a motor, I'm like, I don't know about that. But then I got on one and rode it, and then I went home and I ordered a boosted Stealth. So that was my first board, and that's the one that I started getting ideas on how cool would it be to do some cross country trips. But of course, that board didn't have the range to do something as big as this undertaking.
But in I think in this side, in this time, boosted board was very important for all of us. Boosted board has changed a lot. It's very sad that we don't have it anymore with us, but that was the company who pushed everything a lot. And it's very sad that we don't have it anymore with us. A big company. And my friend, the other question is like this: when you make this documentary, as you imagine, was in your idea to make in this country, was how they came everything together?
Oh, how did it come? How did we land in Iceland? Well, there's a few reasons. One, I was just looking for a small country where that had sort of loop road, and we thought about.
Hey guys,
I thought about going to Puerto Rico.
Look at this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
for electro skateboard is not easy.
No, yeah. So we thought about different loops. The Big Island of Hawaii was another one, but then Iceland. Being a cinematographer and a photographer, every asshole with a camera wants to go to Iceland. So it was really easy for me Drew to settle on that. We knew that we'd be contending with some pretty hectic weather, but we knew that it would give for some really beautiful footage. So
yeah, it's amazing, guys. I just putting here some pictures. Is amazing. How do you guys put everything together? How many times do you stay in this island?
How long were we there?
Yeah,
we were there, I think, about 16, 17 days. So yeah, most of the riding took place within a 2-week period, though.
Yeah. So guys, I'm just going to tell you, we're not going to spoil nothing. I just tell you guys, we're going to see now a little of this video. I think is important. He has in his Facebook. You can find it there too. But I'm going to put it, and before I'm going to leave this link here. This link here is very important for you guys to buy the tickets. There you're going to find it, and I'm going to leave the link here for you to see it. And he has this trailer video. I think is important. Let's change here. I'm going to change it like this. I hope that it make no feedback.
Christmas, I lost my dad. Oh yeah, and the global pandemic.
Let me change for the beginning.
April 2020, my mom passed away. The morning of her funeral, I got a call that a friend of mine had taken his own life. In August, I lost my job. In November, my aunt passed away. And a few days before Christmas, I lost my dad. Oh yeah, and the global pandemic. The only thing that got me out of the house was riding my electric skateboard. At some point, I got this crazy idea that I wanted to be the first person to ride the Ring Road of Iceland, 828 miles. I'm riding across asphalt at close to 40 miles per hour, standing up, with nothing to hold on to.
I get what you're going through, but maybe taking risks and putting your body on the line isn't the thing to do. But I think there's probably a bigger mental risk in not doing it at this point.
Something that really strikes me about Cary is that you can't talk about it. He's going to find a way. If anything stops him, it's going to be things that are outside of his control.
There it is. I'm so done, dude. I'm just done. This is a documentary about failure.
Have faith in you. I'm gonna be here. If you fall, my hand is right here. I'm gonna lift your ass up.
That is a friend, huh?
Since my dad died, there's been this voice in my head, and it's saying, move while you still can. They say there's no wrong way to grieve. I hope that's true, because I chose this.
So I just want to say something before we continue. When I see this, I was very impressed. I write to you when I finish, and first of all, I think you guys make an amazing job. I think for everybody's out there, if you have a friend and you are not seeing this here, I recommend for everybody to see it. You're not just going to love it. I think it's going to be, maybe it's going to touch you a little, and maybe it's going to talk a little about you, because I know lots of riders, and each of us has passed what you passed. This epidemic was terrible. Each one of us has lost a friend or a family member, and sometimes it's not easy to deal with that. And I think for everybody, I'm not going to give no spoilers. I think for you guys, I'm not making no propaganda. I don't mean nothing. I think Cary made this with lots of love, and the other three guys with him. And what you see in the trailer is just a small thing. What you're going to see in this hour and a little more of this film. I hope that you win lots of things, because you deserve, guys. That is my opinion. And I think the trailer is epic, but the film is more epic, because it's going to touch all of us. And I'm very proud of you. I know that you have a little daughter. I think she's going to see you today. Maybe you was the superhero, but today you are more than that. And your wife and your family and your friends, and you're going to help so much persons. I cannot describe it. Like I told to everybody, I start to do these videos. I don't mean nothing. I'm a cook, and every day I make these videos and interviews. I love it more to do it, because I meet new persons like these four guys together with you. The other three guys, is you cannot describe it. And for everybody's out there, is another person who's going to come in this video that is going to be very important. She is not here, but in this film you're going to see another person is going to change this video, and is going to have a very important role in this film. And like we have to leave something in the middle, but I think it's important for you guys to see it, because there is so much good people around the world that we don't know and we meet, and when you see it, they are helping and not want to have nothing, and that is so nice. to see that the world is full of beautiful persons, and sometimes we judge persons without knowing them. And in this film, you're going to see it that is not like that. That is more than that. For you, my friend. Now that I talk a little, I think I talk too much, but I told you that I write to you when I finished the film. It was very touchy for me. Was very special. And for you, my friend, making this film, what how can you describe it?
Oh, wow. It's maybe one of the hardest things I've ever done. Going from, losing both my parents, other friends and family members, it was, I almost feel like I can't take credit for it. It was an act of desperation to even do this in the first place. I just didn't know what else to do. And I have a history of clinical depression as well. And that was kind of my way through it, was to treat it by getting out in the wind and just feeling good when I was in that meditative carve state. The training was so hard. I was doing regular 100-mile days. I had weeks where I put up over 500 miles in a week. And then going through the process of filming and just being really open and raw with not just like depression, but working through grief on camera. And one of the really cool things that it's done for me is, I get to talk about the film. We started showing the film at film festivals, and every time I watch it, and every time there's a Q&A and a discussion afterwards, like all the lessons that I learned on camera are just drilled into me even harder. And it's, maybe at some point I'm going to get tired of talking so openly about, personal stuff, but
don't get tired, my friend.
When I see it, the look on people's faces when they relate, because everyone has gone through times like this. And I don't know, I just feel really lucky that I get to talk about this and help. And we talk openly about suicidal ideation. And in the discussions that we've had after the film, people are really just open. And I think people need to talk about that kind of thing. Otherwise, they just sit there and fester. And then your own mind can become pretty dangerous.
You know that, and I know I have friends, I have lots of would happen that, and sometimes it's better for you to talk, and most of the times we don't have nobody to talk, or we don't want to talk, and
we're afraid to talk, and that's what was unique too. Is you had four guys like on this epic trip, the bros getting together, but like we all were pretty sensitive to each other and giving each other space to feel sad or cry or.
Yes, my friend.
Talking about the difficult things in life, and it was so meaningful for all involved.
I think that was important. I think that was like I always said, my friend. You did the right thing. I think you're going to open maybe for people who are doing videos and using the YouTube as a platform just to make some clicks. Maybe if you do something like you guys did it, I think that is going to help a lot of persons to change. That is not just a ride, it's more than one ride. That is a ride like here. You have a ride of 828. Let's see, that is a lots of miles. I put it that in kilometers for everybody who don't know what is in kilometers. That is around 1,400 kilometers and a little more. That is a lot. You have to be good prepared. And the other thing, what I think is beautiful by the trailer, and then you talk about that, is showing what can happen riding these machines. That can happen very fast.
Yeah, that was my friend. Do you know Thomas Kilminster from the UK? That was his crash, and then Rob Rast from Milesboard. That was his. The other one was
bad.
They were both, oh man, so bad. And they were both kind enough to be like, yeah, sure, you can put this in your film, because we needed to illustrate that. We all know how dangerous this can be. You hear nightmare stories, but and I think anyone watching this knows that the risk is worth the reward of what we do.
I think let me put it this way. In these times you was riding most of the times, for everybody who don't know, Iceland is very cold, wet, and for a board is not easy. You are working with electronic, you are working with the tires and everything, temperatures. What was your big worry?
Yeah, just the rain was a big one. And I'd been in contact with Jeremy at La Croix.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking like how much water, like what point do I need to get off the road? And all he would say is it can take a lot. And so as we went on, I started getting more bold about riding in falling rain. And luckily never had any problems. And then the other problem was traffic, because the Ring Road is a pretty rural highway when you're in the northwest and the northeast part of the island.
Mm-hmm.
But across the south of the island and in and out of Reykjavik and a few cities on the west coast, we encountered some pretty hairy situations with traffic.
Yeah, that is the other thing, guys. Don't imagine everything was flowers. That was heavy for these guys. That's why I tell you, see the film, and you're going to think, oh, that is just riding 1,000 or 1,400 kilometers or 828 miles. No, there is lots of things to happen in a way, and that's why don't think that is just go there and ride. You're going to be impressed what these guys have to pass there, and it was not easy. It was not easy for you. It was not easy, and I was living in a small space and with 4 adult guys.
Yeah. Well, in the van,
Yeah.
it was surprisingly, we got along. I don't think anyone ever like got in an argument or was annoyed with each other. We all got along really well. And one thing I would do is, or Mark would do, is probably every 3 or 4 days when we got to like a bigger city, we would actually book an Airbnb so we could get out of the van and stretch our feet, our legs a little bit, sit in some of the hot springs, and yeah. But yeah, we were really on top of each other, and it goes. There's that one scene that we actually just released on our Facebook where you get kind of an idea of how cramped it was.
Let's put it here, my friend. I don't want to make no spoilers, but let's put it here.
I think it's on the Ep828 page.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it. Yes, I see it yesterday.
2 feet of headroom. Yeah.
I was like,
and Cornell packed 6 pairs of shoes. None of us knew that until like 3 days into the trip.
That's what's impressed.
Like,
so many
you,
shoes. That was like crazy, and the 2 of them red.
Yeah, he looked good though. He looked good the whole time. I pretty much had the same lazy rolling head to toe outfit on the whole time.
Let's leave the video. I think it's important for everybody to go there and go to. I leave all the links there. Just go there, guys, and if you see it, I'm going to pass then that the complete video for the Facebook to be free for everybody to see it. The interview. I just want you guys to enjoy it. I'm going to pass to you, my friend, later on the complete video of the interview that you can put it wherever you want. And for you, my friend, like this, how many flat tires do you have? Don't need to tell the rest because I want to leave it in the middle.
No, there was one that we actually filmed. I ripped one belt, and I think there was another. I think there was 2 flat tires. Yeah. The road wasn't too bad. There wasn't a lot of debris on the road. It's a little bit of a kind of jagged, rough road. So carving between that and the rain, I couldn't really get into like a really deep carve most of the time. So even my riding in the film to me looks a little stiff, but yeah.
We're going to leave a spoil in there, guys. It's going to be a crazy thing, changing something in tires and everything. You're going to love it. I think for all of us riders, we have the same problem, guys. I was for you riding a La Croix. I know that you have a Baja board. It's 2 different types of boards. How was the experience to change for one board to another because of the range and everything?
Yeah, it was. I love both those boards. So like, you're not going to get a commercial out of me. But the La Croix was the right board for this because I was going to be mostly on roads. There were some dirt sections, but we're mostly on roads. And then obviously the range was huge, and I just love the way that board rides and carves. And I trained so much for I think almost 7 months before we went, and then 4 of those months were on the La Croix. And so it just became an extension of my body, really. It's a beautiful board. Yeah, I feel really lucky that I even get to ride and own one of those.
And of course, in a film, you're going to see some small crashes of other guys, and I think it's important for you to see it. That is not just easy for you to ride electro skateboard. Sometimes, if you are not prepared, in this film, you're going to see it. And that's how makes this documentary and film very important, because you don't lose nothing. You put everything inside of the film, not just positive things, but things that can happen to each one person who can try to ride or something like that. That's why I recommend for everybody's out there to see it. I don't want to make this video very long. I just want this interview very long. I just want for everybody's out there in 8 days to go there. I'm just going to change very fast here.
Yeah, so just for everyone's, this is just for, so I don't want to mislead anyone. So the premiere in 8 days is happening in Boise, Idaho, and that's the theatrical premiere that we're doing for our hometown. And then streaming, we're still working on where that's going to stream, but we should have an announcement for that late summer, early fall, possibly sooner. But I'm not allowed to say much about that just yet.
So now I talk with you in private, and I ask you, what is the future projects?
Well, like professionally, I'm a filmmaker, so I'm in pre-production right now for another documentary. It's completely unrelated, and I'll be behind the camera. I'm not like this was different for me to be on camera, but I have thought good and long about doing another e-skate documentary, or at least like maybe a short series where I would really like to see if I could put down 1,000 miles in 10 days, just doing 100-mile days consecutively, 10 days in a row. And filming and documenting that. And I could do that right here in Idaho, just with the mountain roads and such around where I live. So that's something I'm kicking the tires with. And I was hoping to do that this summer, but this other film came up. So maybe next spring or next summer, I might do that. And it'd be cool to get a few other riders to come do it with me. I have a few guys that I've gotten to know over the last year, like Thomas that I mentioned. He's become a pretty good friend, and Morgan Brady is another law writer out of Chicago. And then, Andrew Dempsey and Kai in Australia are 2 other writers. I think, those like 4 or 5 have been really cool remote support through the whole training process and through the film. They were all people that, I was able to lean on a lot for help and knowing what to do with the board when things went wrong.
And can I put you? Can I give you so I'm going to give you my suggestion. I don't know in English. My something that you maybe can make one day. I know that lots of riders in there, and I'm inclusive in that. Why don't you try to make something like a trip of 10, 8, 9 riders from each parts of the world, and coming together and making like a crazy thing, like make a travel and make something like that. I think is a good idea.
Maybe I love that idea. In fact, Ernesto from Cali has some ideas he's brewing like that. I don't want to say too much and give it away, but he's had some ideas about having sort of destination rides like that. And he talked to me a little bit about getting involved. I think that would be a really amazing thing. There's so many riders that I've met, through the forums and stuff, that I would just love to tear down a street with, like Morgan or Mario Chacon or
there is fantastic riders. There is fantastic friends.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to you, my friend, today you make this a lone ride. I don't want to put nothing from the film. What is the idea from you today as group rides?
That's why an idea like this would be cool, is because like group rides locally, when you're riding with a bunch of people on and this is, I'm going to sound like a snob or something, but like when your friends are on Evolves and Meepos and stuff, it's a different ride experience. So and we all evolve through different boards, and some of us go to EUCs, and I went from a boosted to a Baja to a La Croix. Oh, it looks like Colt likes that idea. But yeah, I do group rides here, but a lot of the times I end up kind of drifting off away from the group because I get in that zone, and I have like my sort of optimal speed for cruising and carving. And it tends to be a little bit faster than the average rider. So that's why I think it'd be really cool to get, some of these guys from around the world. Oh man, like the Heath Proctor and Heath Lewis. Yeah, I don't know if I could ride with Heath Lewis though. No one could keep up with that guy. So he doesn't even get to do group rides.
So I'm going to put the question that we're going to go to the end because I don't want to be. It's like this. Was the first time you ride the LaCroix, or you ride it before you buy it?
Oh, I trained on it for about 5 months and then shipped it off to Iceland. So yeah, I had that. And then,
but before you buy it, do you test it before or that? And what was the sensation for you to change for a barra board that is completely nothing to do with the skateboards? I have the privilege to ride a barra board. I think that is a machine that you can make everything. But then you come to a boosted board, barra board, and then you go to a LaCroix board. How was that? Was fast for you to change it?
So the boosted took a little bit of getting used to, just having, because it was the first powered board, but it was pretty simple. The Baja board was probably had the biggest learning curve for me. And I think I just didn't fully understand how to lean into it and trust it. But once I got on that thing, the thing I love about Baja boards with that suspension is, when you're slower, they're a little mushy, but when you get going, they're really stable. And it feels very similar to the feeling of surfing. It's a very surfy feeling, whereas the LaCroix feels a little tighter on the ground. It feels more like a tight snowboarding carve. But as far as going from the Baja to the LaCroix is a really, really easy board to ride. I know they're intimidating because they're big and they're powerful.
And heavy.
But man, they made a really cool board. It was really easy. I remember the very first ride I did, I started on the lowest power mode, on power mode 1. I rode about 10 feet and I was like, nope, back up to power mode 2. Did power mode 2 around the block and then was like, nope, power mode 3. And then I was able to just like really send it. And,
So it's coming. We talk about Ernesto. Ernesto is a fantastic guy. I hope that you try this new board. Tom as one of them. I see lots of guys riding. I'd
love to.
Yes. I hope that
Ernesto.
you make.
Come on.
Ernesto, I'm going to talk to you today. I just want to say to you, my friend, before we finish, I want to ask you, do you try other PVs or you just try skate? Do you try a one wheel or AUC? And what was the sensation? And nothing compared to skateboard?
Yeah, for me, it's skating just because I've skateboarded since I was like 6 years old. So that standing in that way, I mean, I have kind of a weird stance, I guess, but like standing on a board is just so second nature to me. EUCs just scare the hell out of me. I've seen too many of those crashes, and I like the carve too. I've ridden one wheels are pretty fun to me. They feel a little arduous as far as like opening up for speed, and but like I have friends that love those, and they can some of them can even keep up with me. So I think whatever's right for you. I don't like have any pride on an e-skater versus this or that. Two of the guys I trained with the most were actually, one was on an EUC and one was on just a scooter. It could go like 50 some miles an hour.
I tell you, like me, I ride the AUC and I ride the one wheel, but I love first place is always my skateboard. Nothing compares. Hello, Michael. Hello, Dimitri. Hello, Kult. For everybody's coming. That is always the life is like this. When we are, the people is coming always. How many time, all time are you spent for this amazing idea of the documentary?
I don't know if I understand the question. How many time?
How much time? How much time? Yeah.
So me and Drew had decided that we were going to do it in just like within a week of my dad passing away in December of 2020. So the beginning of 2021, I was starting to just ride as much as I could and train. And then we actually got to Iceland September 7th of 2021. So, and then once we got back, the remainder of the year was spent cataloging footage and then editing the film. So I spent an entire year on this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So, guys, believe it or not, you're going to love it. Everybody's so it's not just loving. Yeah, I think it's going to be it's going to be it's going to touch you in a special way. I think they do it more with love,
Yeah.
with talking about themselves, and then that's why that came perfect, because that was not just making some video. That was more than that. That was a little more for, first of all, to help you a lot. I think that helped you a lot, and not just you, was other riders together with you there, and people. I think everybody lose something in this film is going to help a lot of persons, not just skate riders, guy. That is for you to understand. That is more in this film than just riding. That is what people need help, and they are alone, and they need us, and we have to understand them. Oh, that is the important, and we don't have them to be separate from them. And I'm very proud of you, my friend, that you, the day that changed you,
What do you
Kerry,
mean?
is this a film change you in a
Oh,
different direction?
absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, obviously getting through grief was so important to me, critical. And then it's actually given me a lot more tools to deal with depressive spells. Um, I feel like I'm probably the happiest I've been in 15 years. Like, it was just this really huge catharsis. And like I said, every time that I'm in a room where the film's playing and I get to talk about it, it's like all of these lessons that I learned through this trip. Um, they're just driven home that much harder. And so I feel like more so than ever in my life, I'm taking a very intentional and active role in my own just happiness and well-being. And so far that's working out.
I think it's not going to work. I think the people, when they start to see this film, lots of persons is going to reach you, my friend. I think that you're going to open the door for lots of persons to speak.
Yeah.
Lots of persons who are going to maybe contact you and say thank you so much for doing what you have done, because it was not easy for you, I know, and for the other three guys, because every one of them has a story. That's why see the film and the documentary is not just one person. I think all these four guys, they have something to do with this documentary, and me too, and lots of persons there going to say, oh, that had something to do with me, or someone of my family, or someone of my friends, and maybe I can do something. That is the idea, I think, from this film.
Yeah, that's what I hope for. I hope people will see it and then they'll come up with whatever thing that they've always wanted to do, or some, grand adventure, whatever it is. Cause we're only here for a short time on this little blue rock. And, yeah, I think just taking time to feel joy and moving is so important
And
to a
try
happy
to
life.
happy life, and help the other ones to have a happy life.
Mhm.
Just don't think in yourself. Think there is lots of persons around you. You have a beautiful doctor that love you. You have good friends who are with you. And today I make a new friend again. Yes, like always, every time I make an interview here, I bring something special for me. And you today, you not today, the day I see your film, I was very impressed. I cannot describe it. And I thank you so much. I thank you the last time. I'm going to thank you for lots of time. And the day I meet you in person, I'm going to give you a big hug. And we need more persons like you that bring inspiration for the persons who has problems in this life. I have a beautiful wife. I don't have no problems. She has problems too, and you help me to see a little more of this world in a different direction. I don't speak too much about this problem, but that's why I was impressed with you, and I'm very impressed. And I thank you, the four of you guys, to do it. Don't stop. And if there is somebody out there who has that and don't know how to speak, try to speak. Maybe can help you. And sometimes is important. The problem is most of the persons don't want to listen to us, and then we are afraid to talk.
Yeah,
And
you just got to find the right people.
yes, and today I find one good person, my friend. From my side, I want to thank you so much. I hope to know you very soon. I'm hoping to go this summer to USA. I hope I go and visit the guys, but I don't know right now. Like always, I leave you with the last words for everybody who can come to see this video or later or something, because we're going to put it in Facebook. We're not going to leave it just in in YouTube. I want everybody to see it, and I leave you with the last words for the persons who come to see it later or are seeing now. The last words is for you, my friend.
Last words, huh?
It's always difficult.
No, you know what? Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for, talking about some things that are difficult, and for, helping me share my story. And yeah, for all you guys out there riding, just move while you still can, and take time to feel some joy in what we're doing.
Thank you so much. For everybody out there, thank you so much. Don't forget, see this. That is not a movie. That is the reality we have in life. And most of the time, the people don't talk about it or don't want to talk about it. They are afraid to talk about it. Just talk, help. Don't forget, that is the mission you are doing in this beautiful land. Enjoy it and try to help the guy on the left, on the right, on the front. Maybe you're not going to win nothing, but you're going to win a lot because you are taking care of guys that maybe one day is going to be your friends. And this film, I think there is one person we don't talk, and I'm not going to talk, but you guys going to see from him. Is today a friend, good friend from you?
His name is Kuber.
And is a good friend from you? You have good contact with him?
We made friends in Iceland, and we've stayed in contact since then. Yeah, we text back and forth probably just about every week, and we give each other a hard time on Facebook and everything. Yeah, he's a good dude. I'm excited for everyone to see how he came into the story.
We're not going to say nothing. We're going to leave it. See it. He's an important guy in this role, and this guy is for you two guys to see it, that we can make a friend and create a big friendship. You never know. Can happen every day. Thank you so much. Have a good time. We come back again in end of October in interviews. Enjoy it, guys. Have a good time. For you, my friend, and your three friends, thank you so much for everything you've done. And we see us. And we